Welcome to another X Corner. I'm here still adding that little mutation to the Superhero Crew. I'll be covering the X comics for the week of December 12th, 2018. This week we have 4 comics. Mr. and Mrs. X number 6, Uncanny X-Men number 5, X-23 number 7, and X-Men Red number 11. Spoilers, of course. We'll start with Mr. and Mrs. X number 6, written by Kelly Thompson, art by David Lopez. This is the denouement issue for the supposed Mr. and Mrs. X miniseries, with the couple having a party for their friends. Of course things don't go as planned. Thieves from Remy's guild attack, as they no longer see him as a worthy king. Rogue deals with the issue though, with her new powers, as she goes nuclear on them and knocks them out. The rest of the issue is the X-Men hanging out with cute little scenes here and there. Remy gets a visit from his ex-wife and leader of the Assassin's Guild, who warns him that if his own people are unsure about his leadership, then expect war from inside and out. Rogue meets up with her ex, Magneto, who gives his approval of the wedding, and some heartfelt advice. Beast builds Rogue a better power inhibitor, in the form of a bracelet, which he gives her before leaving. Once everyone goes, the couple plan to test it out, if you know what I mean. But there's a present there, though. They open it, and then suddenly find themselves suspended over a pit of alligators with a tease for issue number 7. There goes the miniseries. This was a nice issue to finish the first arc, as it is now. The couple have somewhat settled into marital bliss, and we get story hints for future adventures. I did like all the fun stuff with the X-Men having a cocktail party. 100% needed more Gabby, but she must have been rubbing off on Laura because she was quipping it up quite a bit. I'm glad they made this an ongoing, which shows there's a spot for romance superhero adventure comics. Lopez replaced Bazildua here, and it was a bit noticeable. The cartooniness came out a bit more, but it was still good and did fit the story. Bazildua is back next issue though, which makes me very happy. The characterization of the titular couple has never been this good. Thompson is making me care about these two and their relationship. A great feat indeed. This issue gets an 8 out of 10, and I will continue reading to see what we get next. Then there's Uncanny X-Men number 5, written by Ed Brisson, Matt Rosenberg, and Kelly Thompson, art by R.B. Silva. We're still dealing with the events from last issue, with Storm and her team trying to stop warring factions from beating the hell out of each other, and Jean saving people on the oil rig. The rig is suddenly engulfed in vegetation too, to add to the mystery. Back with X-Men, he's taking counsel from Kitty, Apocalypse, and the Senator. Kitty is trying to talk him down, but Apocalypse is trying to manipulate him. He convinces him that to be a god, he has to remove false idols, so X-Man literally erases the world's religious sites from existence. Back at the X-Mansion, the young X-Men and Madrox are following Legion, who has a plan to find X-Man. He uses Cerebro to pinpoint him, and the team gets ready to go get him. Back at the battle, Lorna confronts her father, and Betsy confronts Angel. Lorna and Magneto end up fighting, but Betsy seems to be getting through to Angel. He isn't actually changing his mind though. He wants her to join him. He says he is what he is meant to be. Betsy then takes matters into her own hands and slashes Angel with her Psi Sword, releasing Archangel, who is none too pleased at what she's done. Another action-packed Uncanny issue. I love the interactions between Lorna and her father and Betsy and Angel. There are also some holy crap moments too. When X-Man erased all religions, it literally made me gasp. The end where Archangel shows up with that great page was pretty epic too. The art was good here, but maybe not as good as the last few issues. The revolving artists do make sure the issues actually come out on time, but they can be a bit jarring with styles. The artists are close, but there are just some artistic choices that make me notice them, and throw me out of the story for a second. For this one it was Angel's face. He just didn't seem the same as he's seen. He looked just too young. Overall though it was fun, and like I said it had some surprises. X-Men being not really evil throws an interesting twist into all this. Will Legion end up being his Lucifer? We'll see. 8 out of 10. Then we have X-23 number 7, written by Mariko Tamaki, and art by Diego Olortigu. Gabby and Laura have been contacted by the NYPD to find a killer. The killer has murdered a bunch of scientists related to cloning. The two set a trap for the killer at the next scientist most likely on the list. The killer attacks, but it is Laura there instead of the intended victim. Laura fights the killer, whom she thinks is a machine. The killer tries to escape, but Gabby is waiting to KO her. They take off the mask of the killer to reveal a cybernetically enhanced clone of the two women. The clone is taken into a secret prison where Beast is planning to study her. Gabby is upset to see her locked up, but before she and Laura can discuss it more, people attack. They're either there to save or destroy the clone, and Gabby and Laura are stuck in the middle. This begins a new arc for X-23, and it seems like it will be interesting. I don't know if I'll enjoy it if every arc is about cloning, but it is neat to get a new Laura clone. The art here at times seems a bit cartoony, but mostly pretty great. The layouts and fight scenes were particularly good, and there were some quiet scenes I liked too. We'll see where this goes from here, but a good first issue for an arc since it raised some questions I do want some answers for. 7.5 out of 10. Next we have X-Men Red number 11, written by Tom Taylor, art by Roge Antonio. In the finale of the X-Men Red story, Cassandra Nova and Jean have their epic battle. The X-Men and Avengers are slapping Magneto helmets on everyone to free them from Nova's power. She doesn't take kindly to this, and she flies up to the helicarrier above and destroys one of its nuclear reactors. Jen tells Nightcrawler to teleport him up there so he can hold the reactor together long enough for the heroes to save everyone. Jean and Nova go at it, and Laura gets a stab in on Nova. Nova gloats that a little stabbing won't stop her, but it was just a distraction. Nightcrawler teleports Gabby with her hand going into Nova's head. Gambit has a plan to charge the whole helicarrier and blow it up harmlessly. Thor goes to grab Gentle and Gambit as the helicarrier goes up. Nova is once again gloating that she can't be killed, but Jean says it was never the point. She wanted to help her. Inside Gabby's hand was reprogrammed nanite sentinels that repaired Nova's brain. She gained empathy. Jean takes her hand and promises to help Nova deal with what she's done. We then get a final scene to wrap up the whole series in the UN as Jean addresses the world. Her message is a simple one. There are no mutants and humans or any side, just one, just us. X-Men Red ended as it began with a message, and as cheesy as it could have been, I think Tom Taylor handled it very well. The curing of Cassandra Nova was a very nice touch. When Gabby teleported her hand inside her head, I was shocked, but the solution to the Nova problem was a good one. I hope we get to see more of the aftermath of this and it doesn't just get lost in the shuffle. The art was also very good here, in a simple way. It almost had a Mignola-esque quality where details were implied rather than rendered. The use of color also added immensely to the book. I usually don't credit colorists, but Rain Burrito deserves a mention here. I also liked seeing the Avengers and X-Men working together. Gambit and Thor interacting was fun, as well as Captain America being a little stunned as the X-Men saved the day. Overall, a really good series, and a fine capper. 8 out of 10. So another week in the can. Lots of good stuff here. Next week we finally get to see the end of Extermination. Too late, some might say. We'll see if it was worth the wait. Later.